we have the airport in sight.
Destin 0 Romeo Papa, Roger, Squawk 1200, radio services terminated. Frequency change to Wyman Unicom 135.0 approved. Good day.
Hey guys, we're going to talk about a new plane from Taft called the Quantum 90. It is a electric ducted fan biplane designed specifically for aerobatics. I believe it's a Tomahawk design, originally patented, and I guess Taft got the rights to build a foam version, and so far it's been pretty cool. We've got about 4 flights on it, and we'll talk about that. So anyway, that's the plane right there. Very unique looking. It's the Taft 90 11-bladed fan. Has an 80 amp ESC. Of course, it has electric retracts. Pretty nice quality. See if I can get it nice and focused in. There you go. Aluminum. They spin okay. The front one is a little shaky right now. After just 4 flights, it is a little loose, as you can see. But I'm looking inside to tighten up, and it looks like that's generally how it fits. So I may pull it eventually and see what's going on in there. So get back to the plane. It's not a barn burner by any means. Maybe 75 to 80 miles an hour. And I haven't really been able to really ring it out. I'm still trying to get a handle on it. I have it set up with 4 ailerons, which you have the option. There's a board inside where you can have 2 ailerons or 4 ailerons. And I have it set up with 4 ailerons. Let me get you an interior shot. Okay, I'm going to pull the canopy here. Has a really nice latch on the front, typical of a Taft plane. It locks in right there, slides in the back there. You'll see inside here, that's where the 6L sits. It's a 6S 5000. Basically where they have their tray, and it fits. It works just about perfect for CG. It fell right in, so no complaints there. Although I do have some complaints, and we'll talk about them in a minute. But back there you can see the board. Let me get it focused in on there for you. There it is. See? Yeah, there we go. That board back there. That is also part of Taft's product line. If you see on the right hand side, you'll see a multi-plug plugged in. That's where my wing plug plugs in if I want to have 4 ailerons. If I plugged it into the plug next to it, right to the left, that would change it to where I'd have the 2 bottom wings would be ailerons and the top wings would be flaps. And then you would also plug in there your 6-channel plug that comes in this setup. So that's basically how it works. It's kind of a cool setup. I have 4 ailerons. The plane is extremely reactive. The control surfaces are very sensitive. And right now I'm flying it with about 60% expo and travel cut down to about 70%. As I get used to it, I will probably change that. The plane screws together. There is no gluing at all. You can see that it screws on top. The wings there. The bottom's wing in. These supports screw in. The tail section screws in. Elevator, everything screws in, which is kind of nice. Of course, the retracts are pre-installed. All the servos are pre-installed. And it's somewhat of a simple build. But now we're going to talk about that. So let's take a quick look at the manual. If you haven't built planes before, this would be a nightmare for a guy who's somewhat of a beginner. And this is the manual. So there's the front page. Tells you some specifications, shows you the parts list. And then comes the ridiculous part. That's the assembly page. And that's all there is. It just shows you what the plane looks as you put it together. No instructions whatsoever. Just so, I mean, for guys that have built planes, okay, you're going to figure it out. But it's really not very comprehensive. This is the page, just for me, this is the most important, shows the CG. And it sets up, when you put the battery in, it sets up right about where it should be. And that's about it. They give you some flying tips that is like generic garbage that you get in all of them. There's a troubleshooting guide, which is another generic page. And basically you're done. It does not tell you any instructions on how to set up the board inside. You're going to have to figure it out yourself, or go to RC groups, and hopefully that they have some buddy there that has explained how to use that board. Okay, so let's get into some of the control surfaces here. Okay, so the plane's lit up. I want to show you how the retracts look and the control surfaces here. Once again, I said I had the 4 ailerons set up, so you can look here. And you can see that. And you can hear that they are digital metal ghost servos. Pretty nice setup. I mean, like I said, I did throw a lot of expo in there just simply for my benefit until I get used to this plane. And the retracts, which have been so far, knock on wood, pretty solid.
Gear up.
And it does have a sequencing door here. You'll see right there. It's been flawless so far. And go back to the gear down there.
Gear down.
And you know, Taft, generally speaking, makes some pretty nice jets. And this one has not disappointed me yet at all. I will be connecting some flight video on this same channel. Like I say, CG falls right into the factory. I know the guys that are building it, that's one of the most important things they care about, because it can be a nightmare if it's not set up correctly. You can see my receiver, my satellite receiver back there. And that's the gear sequencing door right there, actually. The sequencer, I'm sorry, for the gear door in front. And there's my capacitor. We've talked about that before. So anyway, it's the Taft Quantum 90. Pretty nice looking jet. I'll tell you one thing. It gets a lot of gawking because it's so unique. And so far, it's been pretty fun to fly. Like I said, it's not a barn burner, but that's probably, I haven't really wrung it out completely. So that'll be in my next video. Thanks for watching.
Gypsy 207, contact 175, 72 miles. Looks like a flight of 2, Angels 10.
Close out, curves showing 78 miles.